Good morning to my respected lecturer, who is Madam Aida and Mr. Lee, and my fellow classmates. Now we are living in an exciting time. Information is only at our fingertips, and technology is advancing faster than ever. From small classroom to AI writing tools, our learning environment is constantly evolving, but with this advancement come challenge also. One of the most serious challenges facing students today is plagiarism. In the past, it may only mean copy a few sentences from a textbook, but in today's digital age, it includes downloading full essay and copying from website, copy product, other without changing, using AI generate content without acknowledgement, and more. Today, I want to talk about a very important topic, which is the role we as students must play in managing plagiarism in this digital age. We will explore what plagiarism really means, how it affects us, and most importantly, what can we do to prevent it and promote academic integrity in our school and universities. Okay, let's watch this video. It will talk about what is plagiarism.
I'm afraid some of you may have relaxed too much and didn't actually write your own papers. In fact, I believe a certain few of you took almost everything right off the internet. Damn.
Worried you might be him? Then you should definitely keep watching. Hi, I'm Jessica from Scribber, here to help you achieve your academic goals. Plagiarism is when you use someone else's words or ideas without crediting the source and pass it as your own. It's okay to use others' words and ideas, but you have to cite them. Committing plagiarism might save you time for a short while, but it comes at a high price. Depending on your institution's rules and the type of plagiarism, you might fail your course or even get suspended or expelled from your university. And no one wants that, right? Let's talk about 5 types of plagiarism you might encounter. Although they differ in severity, it's still not acceptable to commit any kind of plagiarism. And plagiarism checkers like Turnitin can detect all of them very easily. Verbatim plagiarism, also known as copy and paste plagiarism, as its name suggests, is when you directly copy and paste text from a source without citing the author. If you want to use an author's exact words, you need to quote the original source by putting it in quotation marks and include an in-text citation. Check out our video on how to quote. Imagine a patchwork. You take different pieces of cloth and make it into a whole. That's exactly what patchwork or mosaic plagiarism is. You copy phrases and ideas from different sources and put them together to create a new text. In order to piece the different texts together nicely, this kind of plagiarism often includes some paraphrasing. It also requires a little more effort than the rest. So if you're already putting in the effort anyways, might as well completely avoid it. If you need a little help on paraphrasing, I got you. Click this video here. Paraphrasing plagiarism is the most common type of plagiarism, so pay extra attention. It's completely okay to paraphrase, but just because you rewrote it in your own words doesn't make the idea yours. So remember to give credit and cite the original source. Global plagiarism is when you take someone else's work entirely and use it as your own. That includes if you find a text online and submit it as your own, but also if you get someone to write your essay for you, like her.
But this is the exact same paper, word for word, that you can buy for $15 on turnpaper.com. It even has the same title and footnotes.
Maybe they copied my paper.
This is one of the most serious type of plagiarism, as it involves deliberately and directly lying about the authorship of a work. So don't even think about it. You can also commit plagiarism by reusing the work you've previously submitted. This is called self-plagiarism. So no turning in a paper you've already submitted for another class or recycling ideas developed from previous assignments. Just because it's your own work, it still counts as academic dishonesty because you've already gotten credit for the work. Woohoo!
Okay, I believe you watched this video, you understand something about what is plagiarism, but I would like to explain what is plagiarism in my opinion. First, I think plagiarism is a person copy pasting from website without quotation or citation. This is most obvious and easiest form of plagiarism to detect. It usually happens when a student copy text from Google, Wikipedia, a blog, or an academic article and paste it directly into their assignment without quotation mark or reference. For example, copying a definition or paragraph from an online article and place it in their essay with no source. Besides that, using Google Translate to copy from a foreign website, many students think that if they translate text from another language using Google Translate, it is not plagiarism, but it's still plagiarism. The original idea still belongs to someone else, even if the work has been translated. Translation does not make it yours. For example, taking a Chinese or French articles, translating it into English or Malay, and submitting it without a reference. I would like to share some examples of plagiarism. First, a student copy answer from blog posts for their assignment without giving credit, without thinking. It's just a small part, but it's still counting as plagiarism because it is the other people products. And example number 2 is another student rewrite someone else's paragraph by changing a few words, but keep the original sentence structure and doesn't see it. There's still plagiarism. And third, someone reuse an assignment they submit in Sem 1 for a different subject in Sem 2. This is self-plagiarism unless they get permission. If not, it's still plagiarism. Now I would like to talk about the digital age and new challenges in the digital age. Plagiarism has evolved. AI tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Google Scholar have made research easier, but they also bring risks. Common digital age challenge has copy pasting from Wikipedia or blog, AI generation writing without revision or citation, sharing assignment through messaging app, and use ChatGPT to write the full essay for their assignment, and just copy paste from ChatGPT and submit to lecturer and tell them this is their own work. For example, 2 students in a WhatsApp group design a split in an essay into half, and then they combine the half essay they write into one essay. Then they don't see each other or their source. The kind of collaboration without proper acknowledgement is unethical. Besides that, a student use ChatGPT to rewrite entire article. They think changing the word means it's original, but since the idea comes from someone else, it still requires citation. Using ChatGPT to generate answer for a quiz or test without teacher's permission, even though AI create the answer, the student take credit without acknowledgement. They just follow the answer, then don't want to think the question and answer. Let's begin with a most basic but most precise rule, which is be informed. Many students plagiarize not because they want to cheat, but because they don't fully understand what plagiarism actually is. Some think that as long as they change a few words, it's no longer plagiarism. Others believe that if a source is freely available online, it does not need to be checked. Some even assume AI generated content doesn't need reversing at all. These assumptions are false and dangerous. Okay. Plagiarism is more than just copy pasting. It includes using someone else's work, idea, data, or image without proper credit. Paraphrasing too closely to the original source, even if you change a few words, reusing your own password. This called self-plagiarism without permission or acknowledgement. Using ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or any AI to write your work without stating it as the content, and then we need to learn the right way to see. We need to do reference whether it's APA, MLA, Chicago style, proper citation. Ensure you give credit where credit is due. Okay, here got some tips to be informed. Attend workshop offers by your university or school on academic writing and citation. You also can visit your institution library website. Must have free guides, citation manual, and video tutorial. Use online tasks like script or citation machine. When it's tough, ask lecturer, librarians, or writing tutor there to help. Okay, we need to use digital tools wisely. In the digital age, technology is often blamed for raising plagiarism, but let's share our perspective. Technology can also be our strongest ally in avoiding plagiarism if we use it wisely. Okay, first we can look at some powerful tools like Turnitin This tool is widely used in school and university to check for similarity between your writing and existing source. It's not just for lecturers, students can also use it to self-check their draft. If your similarity index is too high, it's a red flag, then that your work need better paraphrasing or more accurate citation. Okay. Second, Zotero and Medela. These are free reference managers that allow you to organize your research source in one place. They also generate citation automatically like APA, MLA, Chicago, so there's no excuse for incorrect referencing anymore. Grammarly and Qbot also can help you to finish your assignment. Grammarly can help you to check grammar and clarity and flash unintentional plagiarism. Qbot, on the other hand, help with ethical paraphrasing, but here's got some key. Even if you paraphrase Victor, you still need to check the original author. Important reminder: tools are only helpful when used responsibly. If you are copy content, running it through Qbot and thinking it's now your own, you are still plagiarizing. AI can't change the fact that idea belong to someone else. Okay. Cultivate academic discipline. Let's be honest. The number one reason student plagiarizing is procrastination. It usually goes like you are giving an assignment 3 weeks in advance. You tell yourself, I will start tomorrow. Suddenly, it's still in 12 hours. Panic set in. What do? You go to Google or worse, copy from your friend. Then here go some tips to manage your time to finish your assignment. First, break big tasks into smaller goals. For example, you can do one part in 1 hour, then second part in another hour. You can feel that this is not really difficult. You can use some tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek to get idea, but don't copy same. You need to get idea, then you write yourself. Don't just copy and pasting. You need to create a study sector that fit your routine. Don't leave it all for the weekend. Okay. Promote a culture of honesty. Academic integrity is not just an individual value, it must be part of our shared academic culture. We often talk about cheating like it's a personal choice, but what if we treat it like a community problem that we all have the power to address? Here got some tips for promoting a culture of honesty. Encourage honest collaboration. Study groups are great, but answer must be your own. You need to give your own opinion. Don't just share from AI tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek. If you know a friend is progressing, talk to them. Ask why. Maybe they need help to manage stress and finding choice. You better give some advice to them. You can give some where they can get more idea. Um, you need. You also can report serious miscontent not out of cruelty but out of care for academic fairness. We must build environment where honesty is celebrated, not ignored, and where helping each other means supporting each other grow, not providing shortcut. Um, Integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching, which is C.S. Lewis said that this story reminds us that true honest doesn't depend on whether we will get cash. It depends on whether we choose to uphold your own value, even in private. If every student made the commitment to be honest and to hold each other accountable, imagine how much stronger our academic institution will be. This is not so important. Use AI responsibility. AI is no longer science fiction. It's already integrated into our daily academic life, whether we realize it or not. AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Compilo can answer the question, generate idea, draft content, explain difficult concept, summary, long reading. But the question is not can we use AI? It's how do we use AI responsibly? What we need to do? How can we use AI wisely? Here I give some advice to you all. We use AI for brainstorming or drafting raw outline, but don't ask AI to give you the whole essay. Then you just need copy paste to the Word and then change to PDF and upload your assignment. You can ask it to explain theory or help understanding concept. Then you can get more idea to explain your subtopic in the assignment. If AI made a significant contribution, seeing it just like you or any other source. For example, how can we use AI responsibility? According to an AI general draft using ChatGPT, students must balance technology and ethics when completing assignment. That sentence shows transparency. You are not protecting the idea is yours. You are giving credit just as you to a book or article. Avoid this copy pasting full essay from there. using AI to write your assignment word for word, using AI answer in quiz or test that prohibit it. We must retain our mindset. AI is a tool, not a substitute for our brain. It cannot replace creativity, critical thinking, or your personal voice. If we use AI ethically, we will not only protect our academic, we will be stronger, more independent thinker in driver world. When we use AI wisely, we also can get some benefits. Now let's look this video. It will explain the benefit of we use AI tools wisely. What can we get?
How is artificial intelligence used in education? I help companies use AI in practice. I help them rethink their business model and their strategy. And education is one of the areas where AI will make a massive impact. What is really important to understand is that AI is not a threat to teachers. It's not there to replace teachers, but it's there to deliver a better education to our children, to make this whole experience better for kids and for teachers. To some extent, AI helps us to rethink our whole education system and how it is delivered. I believe that we need a much more hybrid model where we basically get the best out of our artificially intelligent enabled systems and our teachers. For me, when the kids spend time in school with the teacher, they should be focusing on their creativity. They should be exploring things. They should discuss things and build their communication skills. They need to problem solve. So all of these things I think are vitally important. At the same time, we can bring in artificial intelligence to give us sometimes a more differentiated and more individualized learning experience. Because if you think about this, there are companies like Content Technologies and Carnegie Learning that are developing these platforms, these learning platforms that enable AI-driven learning, testing and feedback that students will get. Think about an app, for example, that enables you to learn math. So there's Thinker Math, for example, an app that will track student progress. They will really identify areas that you're not particularly good at, and they will then emphasize, they will provide more learning on them. So the speed of every individual student can be customized. And this is something that a teacher simply can't do with a classroom of 20 or 30 children. We are already used to using these kind of approaches in language learning, where we have tools like Duolingo and Bubble that basically allow hundreds of thousands of people to learn languages at their own pace. It will accelerate learning speeds or decelerate them and focus on certain areas that the AI will observe where they need more support. And if you then combine some of this learning where some of the very basic knowledge transfer that teachers have to do, you can outsource some of this to AI and then actually make the role of the teacher much more exciting, where they can spend time with students to do the really human, the interactive, the creative part of the learning bit. So using artificial intelligence in education also enables us to potentially give universal access to learning. In the same way that we can use these apps in our schools, you can make them available worldwide in any language, and any student anywhere in the world can have access to the best language learning, the best math tutoring and so on. And artificial intelligence allows us to outsource some of the administrative tasks. We've seen this for a while, that we've had the ability of machines to grade our multiple choice exams, for example. AI has come such a long way. Nowadays we have AIs that can write entire books autonomously, that can summarize entire libraries of books for us. So it is not a big reach for them to also grade written essays for people. So again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to enable teachers to spend more time on the things that they love and outsource some of the more mundane administrative tasks to the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is hugely relevant to schools, to universities, to any education organizations. And especially as education is now changing to a much more lifelong learning process, it will help us to engage students across their entire life, and we already see this in applications like Coursera and Udemy that offer these MOOCs, these massive online courses, and they are starting to use AI and leverage AI in everything they do. So for me, AI has a real potential to transform teaching and make it better for both students and teachers.
In this fast-paced digital age, where information is abundant, where answers are available at the click of a button, and where artificial intelligence can produce polished content in seconds, the temptation to plagiarism has never been greater, but it is exactly in this environment that our commitment to the academic integrity is most urgently needed. As students, we are not just here to pass exams or collect certificates. We are here to learn, to grow, and to become individuals who can think independently, reflectively, and contribute ethically to the world. Plagiarism, where intentional or accidental undermine or of that. Managing plagiarism is not just about avoiding penalty, it is about respecting the process of learning. It is about honoring the time, effort, and creativity that others has poured into their idea, and most importantly, it is about developing our own voice, our own perspective, touch, and reasoning. To do this, we must take ownership. We must anchor ourselves with the right knowledge, understanding what constitutes plagiarism and how to avoid it. We must use technology wisely, recognizing that tools like Turnitin, ChatGPT, and Grammarly are only helpful when used ethically and transparently. We must build habit of discipline, managing our time and tasks with maturity. We must promote a culture of honors, supporting each other not through shortcut but through shared volume. And finally, we must use AI responsibly, not as a replacement of our mind, but as a partner in our thinking process. Because in the end, the goal is not just to complete assignment. The goal is to become knowledgeable, trustworthy, and ethical individual. The kind of people who will shape the future of our community, our profession, and our world. So let us rise to this challenging. That's all for me. Thank you.